Hey guys, I'm back. Doing our video tonight. I got a little time, so um, I talk to you about the three major lifts that and pick up a magazine if you're going to start bodybuilding, you're going to start weightlifting. The three major lifts everybody talks about: squat, deadlift, bench press. Um, it's no doubt these exercises build quality mass. They'll probably build your strength and power and your body weight faster than most lifts. Reason being, they're compound lifts, so going to involve a lot of different muscles in your body when you do them. I don't do them all the time. I do perform them on a couple of them almost on a regular basis, but I do take breaks from these lifts, and I think you should too. Um, First, of course, everybody that is not familiar with weightlifting and maybe wants to get into weight training, bodybuilding, talks about how much you bench, blah blah blah, all this. I don't think I do think for overall development of the chest, about the bench press is an overrated lift. I don't think it gives you complete chest development, obviously. However, if you had to do one lift for power, upper body chest power, I mean, I do think it would be the bench press. I do think it is limiting in the development it can give you in the chest area. Obviously, it doesn't provide a squeeze in the top level of the rep range, but overall, it's a great exercise. Builds and stabilizer muscles. I mean, if you do heavy benches, and if haven't done them for a while and you start doing them again, your back will be sore from benching. A lot of you guys know that already. That's nothing new, but so it does hit your back stabilizer muscles in your back. It's going to hit the front deltoids, obviously. If you do inclines, you're going to hit top outer level of the pec, depending on where your grip is. If you do them too, you can drop the bar to your neck. It's going to hit your upper. If you're doing flat bench anyway, it's going to hit your upper chest more. I used to do those a lot. Got a nice line in my upper chest from doing them, but I don't do benches anymore. Off and on, I shouldn't say that. I'll do maybe 4 months out of the year. I'll do bench, maybe just for the hell of it, change things up a little bit. But going to keep one exercise in your arsenal. Probably if you had to go and do one exercise for upper body, power, guys say bench press, and that's probably the case. I don't think necessarily it's the perfect lift for chest, obviously, like I said, but um, does develop great upper body power. I mean, you can't argue with that. Dangerous lift though. I don't really go heavy anymore. Few little felt a little some pains in my chest over the years, some sharp pains, so I kind of cut back. A lot of guys have blown out pecs doing heavy benches, but always have a spotter if you're going to go heavy. You guys aren't stupid, you know that. But I do think, however, you can get great development in the upper body without doing bench presses. You can get development doing a lot of these, not doing a lot these three lifts. I mean, you still build a great body, but if you're going to the gym, maybe you got to do three lifts. And I knew guys that actually did this for a while. Those are the only lifts they did. Uh, kind of low on time, busy lives. It's strange, but I mean, these guys look great. I mean, they had a lot of power. Look great. I mean, not complete development everywhere, but they were big, thick guys. So I mean, if you're low on time, and myself, I really a lot of times not only do one chest exercise, I only do one leg exercise, I only do one back exercise. Gained a lot of weight doing that. I mean, I'm not going to get on a stage. Obviously, I'm too fucking old now, and don't have the desire to do anything like that. Never did. And you need outstanding genetics. A lot of these guys that do that have outstanding genetics if you're going to compete. But if you just want to build a great body, get more muscular, strong, that kind of thing. You need to focus on lifts that a lot of times are going to hit more than one area of your body. Guys ask me, what do you do all the time? I mean, when I was at my heaviest, and I'll get back there as I said before, but uh, you got to do some compound lifts, man, which leads me to the deadlift. Um, my opinion, the deadlift is probably, I was watching a Mike O'Hearn video. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but real strong guy, about my age, knows a hell of a lot. I mean, I watch a lot of his videos. Big believer in the deadlift. Mike's a real powerful guy, a real strong guy. He was one of the American gladiators. He's a big believer in the deadlift. I do think if you had to do just one lift, if you went to the gym, did one lift a week, whatever it was, it'd be the deadlift. And I do think it would build some size. I mean, you're not going to have complete development, but you're going to develop some power and some strength all over your body. Deadlift's an amazing exercise. I mean, you can't get any more primal than picking up some fucking weight off the ground. I mean, that's going to tax your entire body. If you go heavy enough, a lot of guys I see doing don't go heavy enough. I mean, you got to go heavy to really hit those deep fibers, hit all those fibers. Deadlift's going to add thickness, obviously, to your back. It's going to hit almost every part of your body. I mean, it's a great lift. Was doing those, still do them on a regular basis. Take a break now and then. I mean, I've had a lot of injuries from deadlifts, but I'll never stop doing them completely. They'll always be in my arsenal. Building strength. I mean, I think a lot of people that have back problems, ironically enough, would benefit from doing deadlifts. I mean, I don't expect to see some 80-pound or 80-year-old guy doing 400-pound deadlifts, but there's nothing wrong with developing your back. People have back problems these days. It's not from a lot of times from overusing their back. It's a lot of times from not using their back. So guys ask me, how do you do? My back is weak and I can't do these lifts. And it's like, well, that's the problem, man. You got to strengthen your back. Don't avoid training your back. I mean, unless you've obviously had some kind of, you know, the fourth and fifth vertebrae fuse, whatever the hell you want to talk about. And that's a different situation. But deadlifts, I don't think there's anything better than a deadlift for a complete body exercise. But you don't see a lot of people doing them anymore. It's all about having the big arms and the big chest for the girls. Everybody's heard about curls for the girls, but that's certainly true. But anyway, next lift is the squat. I do feel. I mean, I don't squat. I'm not gonna lie. I squatted for 5 to 10 years first when I first started lifting, but I don't squat anymore. I don't feel that. I do feel squat's a bit of an overrated exercise. Unfortunately, I'm going to get a lot of shit on that one. But squat for me didn't do much. Well, it did, but it gave me a big ass, thick waist. Uh, and really, I mean, I didn't get the thigh development I thought I would out of squats. Don't get me wrong. I got some power out of squats. I do think obviously it builds power. But I don't really feel like I need to squat anymore. I'm not looking for a big ass or a big waist. Deadlifts are going to keep you strong in the midsection. They're going to hit your ass enough. I don't think necessarily that you need to squat. I'm not going to argue with people who squat. I mean, they're better men than me if they want to do that. I have noticed a lot of things over the years, a couple decades and beyond of lifting weights about guys who do a lot of squatting. After a while, their body starts to look a certain way. One thing I've noticed about guys who squat real heavy is after a while, I think their upper body suffers from heavy squats. I think they're so taxing that I think uh, it puts the demands of squatting, I think, pull away from the recovery areas of uh, other areas of the body's recovery mechanism. I think that I know a lot of guys that squatted real heavy that lacked arm development despite arm training and that kind of thing. Triceps in particular, I don't know what it is about squats. In my opinion, that hurt a guy's tricep development. I think maybe it's constant tension on the tricep and the tricep becomes overtrained. I'm not really sure, but I do think the arms suffer a little bit if you're a heavy squatter and you do it on a regular basis. Compare guys who don't squat to guys who do squat heavy on a regular basis. Uh, and I've done this, and you know, I do think the guys who don't squat have larger arms, man, more developed arms. I don't know why that is. It must be an overtraining issue or neurological issue. I'm not sure. The body's programmed to do something strange. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And then you know the big waist and the thick ass. I mean, there's a lot of power in those areas. So I understand if you want to develop power. Uh, yeah, I mean it's going to give you power. There's no doubt about it. But it's a dangerous lift, man. I remember one time I had hundreds of pounds on my back. I can't remember 600, whatever it was. And I got down, and then my back popped. I had to push that fucking weight back up. It was a bitch, man. Never really. I mean, it took me a long time to recover from that. So, you know, and I wasn't responsible. I didn't, you know, the bars were too low. I couldn't just drop the fucking weight. It's a strange thing, but squats, man, I don't know about squats. I think if something goes wrong in a squat, I mean, you're a lot of times you're up shit creek. So I'm not telling you not to do squats. Find out what works for you. You don't hear that all the time. Everybody's different. That's kind of true. But I can tell you after a while, if you do a lot of heavy squatting, your body's going to start to look a certain way, and it's not necessarily, in my opinion, a good way to look. You're a power lifter, you compete, obviously you're going to fucking squat. That's awesome. You know, keep doing that shit. But uh, so you know, those are three lifts that you know will build a lot of mass on your body. You know, do I recommend doing all three at the same time? I don't know. I don't know. Squatting and deadlifting is going to tax your body over the years. I mean, I know guys that you know get a lot of injuries. I think if I had to choose, you know, if I was designing a program for somebody, I just have them do one of those lifts. I wouldn't have them do both. And it would probably be the deadlift. I do think the squat is kind of a lift that is unnecessary. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's absolutely true in my opinion. You know, it it's just me. It's just my experience in 25 plus years of weightlifting, bodybuilding, that kind of thing. Got away from the squats. My body took a nice shape. I liked shape. My arms got bigger. My upper body got bigger. Didn't lose any size in my thighs because I still train the legs with you know heavy leg presses. Do build good legs. Don't fucking believe they don't because it's not true. If you do them right, you do them heavy, you're gonna build good legs with the leg press. Also, the deadlifts really hit the back of your legs, the hamstrings. So, uh, you know, I probably don't advise if you want to build, you know, overall power and you want to stay healthy. You know, I'm not necessarily sold on the squat being the be all end all for doing that. Again, if you do them and you enjoy them, and you're getting good results in your opinion, man, keep doing them. I'm just throwing my opinion out there on squats. Once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching. If you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. If not, you know, leave a comment. Tell me what's good, what's bad, what you think. All right, rock on, guys.